Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to round 9 of the IFM F1 PS4 League. I'm your commentator, Ash Dawson. I do apologise for missing the last round 7 and 8 at Australia and Malaysia due to personal reasons, but I am back with you now here at the Principality of Monaco, and we are now underway in qualifying. If you've been watching the races from last time out in Australia and Malaysia, you will see the great form that Vettel fan has been in, finishing second in Australia and then winning the race in Malaysia, and as a result of GT fan finishing 4th in Australia and not scoring any points in Malaysia, that puts Vettel fan into the lead of the championship on 119.5 points. GT fan only on 111 and Vic Mill right behind him on 110, with Zarai further 3 points behind on 107. So at the moment we have a four-way title fight here at round 9 in Monaco. Sunny skies here in Monaco, so lovely weather then for relaxing at the harbour. I'm sure I've got some glasses of champagne out for people watching, and everyone here will be having a great time, I'm sure of that. We've got a lot to look forward to here after the great races we saw last time out. If we look now at FC Bayern fan here in the Mercedes. FC Bayern fan doing okay this season, currently 7th at the moment on 40 points, but has not had the best of results this season. His best result so far is 4th in Spain, where of course he's got 12 points for 4th place. Point system here in this league, if you're new to IFM, is exactly the same as real life F1. There's no extra points for qualifying, no extra points for pole position or fastest lap. It's just pure points for your racing. Coming around now, FC Bayern fan, there we go through Raskas, and onto the start finish straight. Well, it's not really a straight, is it? It's just a long sweeping right hander. And you've got to get your braking point here just right going into San Devote, and he does just that, does FC Bayern fan. All looking jolly good then for him, as you see there on your screen, most tyres for qualifying will be the ultra soft tyre. There's a tyre where isn't such a big issue around this track. We've got 39 laps of racing later on. And here in qualifying well at the moment, always just a little bit of a mistake there from FC Bayern fan. See much slower there around the hairpin than usual, as his teammate there, Zarai, just gets out of his way and lets him go. FC Bayern fan a long way off his teammate, so his teammate will be trying not to disappoint the team by getting in the way of his less experienced rookie teammate. But so far going well for FC Bayern fan. Now coming up to Tabak, where we've seen some big crashes over the years and some very aggressive overtaking. We've got a yellow flag somewhere in sector 2 as FC Bayern fan just comes there through the swimming pool. And now into Raskas, locks up slightly there, misses the apex, but it's going okay up the hill. And now through the last corner onto the start finish now. And his time, what's it going to be? It's 1:14.3, slower than Lucas Zenkel. Lucas Zenkel in the Renault for today. And driver news then for this. Lucas Zenkel is a rookie driver, and Speedy 2000 has got demoted to reserve after a string of penalties in IFM, so not going well for him. Drivers that can't make it tonight are Impact Echo, Fozzie Bear, my favourite name of the league, and Weber. Schwicke though, who's originally a Ferrari driver who then went to reserve, he's now taking place at the Williams, and he's now actually out on Draco. We can take a look at him. Let's see where he is. Here he is, look, just going up the hill towards Massenet and Casino Square. That long left-hander there of Massenet, turn 2. Can be very challenging at times, be very daring to make an overtake there, that's for sure. You don't often see it. When you do, mainly it's just a case for back marks. We've got 4 cars there on your screen going round the famous hairpin. Look at that there, that bridge there going on. There actually used to be a train bridge back in the old days, about the 1950s and 60s, of course, a few years before that, I imagine. As we just see a Haas there getting out of the way of Schwicke. Schwicke on his out lap here, so no need to push too hard at the moment. Car number 78 there. And interesting for me, everyone watching this is the first time I, personally, Ash Dawson, this is the first time I am commentating on a Monaco Grand Prix. There have been times where I could have been actually a few weeks ago for another league, but then work got in the way of that. That's a real shame. But anyway, yep, Schwiki now starting a lap. We'll see how he does. We'll keep an eye on him on the timing screen. As 14 drivers so far have completed a fast lap. And fastest man at the moment is Pro Earners 048, or the rapid driver in the Red Bull. He's on a 1 minute 11.9. That is a very good time. But I do believe by the time we finish qualifying at the end of Q3, we will see faster lap times than that one. As he's there, just going around a hairpin with a McLaren in front of him. It's not the McLaren Schnixel, it's the other McLaren of which is the other McLaren? I think it's Hardy Edge. It is Hardy Edge, and there is Hardy Edge. Is also on a lap of his own, so he's not going to want Pro Earners trying to get past him. Although he's nearly running to the back of him there, just going into the chicane. Out the tunnel, and Pro Earners backs off. And rightly so, as we see Hardy Edge, they're coming into the back. Just the apex slightly back end, swinging out a bit. Oh, and he's nearly hit the wall. They're going into the swimming pool, but a bit tidy there on the exit. Again, car sliding just slightly. And Schwiki's just retired on his fast lap at the exit of the swimming pool, and he is out of qualifying. And he will start this race from 18th and plumb last here in Monaco. That's not what Williams expected of Schwiki, nor did the driver himself. Hardy Edge, meanwhile, did cross the line, 12th fastest, 1:15.0. Schnixel is now your fastest man, also a 1:11.9 near the McLaren. So McLaren currently 11th and 12th. Sorry, not 11th, 12th, 1st and 12th. And out on track at the moment, Spiker and Zarai. They're currently on fast laps. As Milan Klaus has just retired from the session 2, and he's crashed. Quite an unusual spot there actually, as though we see Spiker just down the road ahead of him there at Mirabeau. So I think those two might have come together in some way. So, but of course if they did, it's Milan Klaus who's come off worse, and he will therefore be joining Schwiki on the very back row of this race. And that's your least favourite position in Monaco. You do not ever want to start from the back. Spiker was out on the fast lap, but he's not anymore. He's going to have to go around and start again. Vic Mill remains in the pits at this point, but is that the right thing to do? I'm not sure. Let's see what it does. As Sarai has set a lap now, he's now 6th fastest with a 1:13.1. Sarai, interesting everyone, earlier this afternoon was actually partying here in Monaco. He went through the drugs test before the qualifying got underway, and practice 3 earlier. That's behind closed doors. And yeah, he's free to race. Must have had soft drinks instead, and that's how I like to party. I don't like getting all drunk and intoxicated, because that I think is very silly. Hardy Edge, meanwhile, has gone into the pits. Well, not into the pits actually. He's retired. I didn't see why there actually. Didn't see how. Who knows yet? He'll be joining the rest further back as well. Got Swiss Gamer there actually coming up to the line. He's on low fuel mode, so he was actually on a fast lap and he's just run out of fuel, and he's going to have to complete a whole lap on, well, in theory, no fuel. But, and I say my advice is, Swiss Gamer, turn your fuel mix down for this lap unless you retire, which I think you might well do. And whilst it's a bit quieter on track, everyone, I will just tell you all that I will not be commentating on round 10 next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I will instead be on a different motor racing experience. I will be at Silverstone for the Blancpain GT Endurance event with my friend from Twitter. And if you want to see what I get up to there, you can follow me on Instagram, ashd.f1. and you'll see them all on my story and also some posts as well. I'll be there on Saturday the 19th and Sunday the 20th of this month. Friday the 18th I will be travelling over there to Northampton, which is where I will be staying. So yeah, it's going to be a good weekend for me there. And I do wish every driver the best of luck doing that, as we see a Sauber of Husha Universe there. He's on his out lap, so no need to go too hard on this lap. track is much quieter at the moment. The top 9 are all in the pits, which is Schnixel, Proanes, GT Fan, Vettel Fan, Renfar, Azarai, Seastone Price, Langville, and Lucas Zenkel. Looking forward to see how Lucas Zenkel performs in the Renault. I'm sure he'll be happy at the moment with his pace, 1:13.4, which is a fairly good lap round Monaco. Much better than I can do anyway, I'll give him that. So yeah, I'll show you Universe now. Starting a lap. And we'll see how he goes. Going well there through Saint Devote. As one of Marshall's actually takes a step back with the shock of the speed of the F1 car coming towards him. And we'll obviously speak about the Marshals there. Every credit to them for what they do. They do a fantastic job at all motorsport races, not just at Formula 1, but all motorsporting events. Keeping the drivers safe. Getting to their attendance as soon as possible if any of them have had an accident. Yeah, very in charge of driver safety. Well, everyone's safety, in fact, really. And yep, all voluntary work, unpaid, but they have a passion for doing it. Goes into a lot of training to do that. And yep, so clap your hands for them. Well done. Especially in Monaco, I'm sure they'll have a lot of work to do during the race. But yeah, I'll show you Universe here, going well on his lap, as you see. Going well there through to back and the swimming pool. Almost hit the wall there through the swimming pool, but did okay. And on the exit now, he's actually looking a bit slower there, unless that's just the internet lagging. I think it might well be. No, it is slower. He'll be starting another lap here. You can't blame him. Vic Millie is now up on track, and he's set a lap of 1:13.1 on the super soft tyres, so he's saving his ultra softs for later. But yeah, stick fastest on the super softs, not bad at all. Not bad at all there, Vic Mill. Well done. Schnixel is still your fastest man with 6 minutes to go of Q1. As we see, I'll show you Universe there going down the hill towards Mirabeau, one of the trickiest corners in Monaco. And there's a hairpin. You've got to take a wide entry into the hairpin there. 2 wheels on the curb the whole way around. That'll actually it'll allow the car just to automatically hug the curve, and it'll bring you around with good traction, and you'll be ready to get on the power as soon as you go into the next 2 90-degree right-handers before through the tunnel here, which you've just seen. I'd love to see some overtakes there going on in the tunnel or on the exit. It's very exciting indeed when we see it in the real world of Formula 1 or Formula 2. Oh, that's good indeed. Now I'll show you Universe back through Raskas again. This is a much quicker lap and tractions very well. I won't be surprised here if he gets in the top 10 and makes an improvement from 12th. We'll see how he does. Crossing the line now, and no, he's just shy of the top 10. He's 11th fastest with a 1:13.999. Vic Mill, meanwhile, has gone higher up the order with a 1:12.0, and he's 3rd fastest, and he's just gone into the pits right now as I say that, as he's just there on your screen. Look, pulling into the Red Bull garage. There's also a Mercedes behind of Zarai. So, see those there, all looking good. Got a yellow flag somewhere in sector 2. Trying to see what it is. Just see that, it's just changed to green. And it's the Williams actually there. It's the Williams of, which is the other Williams? It's, if we can just take a look. It's Swiss Gamer, that's the other one, Swiss Gamer, yeah. Oh, and he's just hit the wall. He turned in too early there into the chicane. I've done that many times. He's probably came off, but now it's back on again. What a silly game this is. It really is very silly. But hopefully there won't be many more crashes like that. It's not going well for Williams so far. They've got one driver down and out and another driver in 16th place. And earlier today at Circuit de Catalunya for the real world of F1, I haven't seen the practice 2 results, but I know in practice 1 Stroll was 20th and Kubica was 19th fastest. So virtual or reality, Williams are not having any good fun right now. Not at all, and nor is Swiss Gamer there, very wide through Massenet before joining Casino Square. A very slow speed indeed. We'll cut away from him. Focus on Proanes here. What's he going to do? Is he going to go fastest? No. No, that was an out lap, everyone. I do apologise for that. So we're now on a hot lap here with Proanes. He's not too far off Schnixel. He's only 39 thousandths of a second. Oh, and he's just hit the wall at Massenet and lost his right front end plate on the wing. And that's that lap all gone pear-shaped for him. Sure, into the pits he will go at the end of this. But still, I'm also sure that he's through to qualifying 2. A little bit of poetry commentary, don't you all? Which means at least Schnixel's still in the pits at the moment. So Vic Mill, GT fan, importantly for him, is ahead of Vettel fan. I mean, there's no points in this, but you'll hope to start ahead of Vettel fan, as Monaco is, well, the most difficult circuit to ever take on in Formula 1. And so, the higher up you are, the better the race you're likely to have. My advice for anyone who's at the back of the grid, my drivers won't be hearing this, I can confirm that, they will not be hearing this, but my advice for all those at Monaco, if you're starting at the very back of the grid, or near the back anyway, if you fail to make any progress at the start, I think you should pit on lap 1 for the super softs or the soft tyres, whichever, and try to get to the end on them. But they only do that if you believe you've got the pace to make up ground, because by then everyone will be battling in front of you, losing time to you at the back while you're setting faster laps or cleaner laps, and therefore you can jump them in the pits. And as your pit stop will have been done, you'd like to finish at high points position. Fernando Alonso did just that in 2010 after starting at the back, and he finished, I believe, in 6th place in that race. So see the Ferrari there, Seastone Pro just pulling into the pits. Not many drivers out on track now. Oshai Universe and FC Bayern Fan are. FC Bayern Fan actually on the fast lap here again. He's in 13th place, now 14th place after Swiss Gamer has just crossed the line, done a 1:14.1. So good lap from him, a good improvement as well from Swiss Gamer. And that Swiss Gamer there out of the knockout zone. Knockout zone is 16th to 18th at the moment. Of course, there's less drivers. Less drivers going to be out of this session, and Epic Scorpion will be out. So it appears Hardy Edge, Epic Scorpion, and Shrieky will be out. In fact, yes, they will be. FC Bayern Fan here. He'll just want to improve on 14th anyway. And really good there, just tapped the wall slightly there, but he didn't seem to win his lap. And look at the traction there, he's getting through Rascas. That's one of the best lines I've ever seen through Rascas. Very quick there indeed. FC Bayern Fan, I've got a lot of praise to you, my boy, in the Silver Arrow. And coming up to 9 now, FC Bayern Fan, only 12th fastest, so it seems the rest of his lap wasn't quite as good as the final sector. Although nevertheless, he's through to Q2, no matter what now. And 5 seconds to go on the clock. Checker flag will be out. Soon enough we will be ready to start qualifying 2 with your fastest man as Schnixel. Looks like we have got Oshai Universe here on a fast lap 2, and the yellow flag somewhere in sector 3, not quite sure where. I think it might be Swiss Gamer doing something silly, but he's crossed the line. And now Oshai Universe and FC Bayern Fan are actually very close on track, but Oshai Universe here, we want to make a good lap of this. You see them there. Oh, as FC Bayern Fan spun it. Well, quickly turns the car back round, but that's his lap over, that's for sure. And Oshai Universe is off the pace on this one, but no matter what, he's through. So if I was him, I'd just bring it into the pits now and save your car. No, he's not. He's going round, even though he doesn't need to. But fair enough. That's qualifying 1 done for you, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, the top 5, we'll just look at the top 5, are Schnixel, Proanes, and then the other Red Bull of Vic Mill just behind him on the super soft. 4th place is GT Fan in the full sim. Behind him is championship rival Vettel Fan. We'll be back with qualifying 2. Well, it was an exciting qualifying 1. Now we move on to qualifying number 2. So it's now actually, the drop zone was actually up to 14, fair enough. But no, that's because of the amount of drivers that retired from Q1. My apologies for that. So yep, 18 has now become 14. And after this session, another 4 drivers will drop out. And then we will have the a 10-man battle for pole position in qualifying 3. And judging by what we've seen so far this season, nevertheless, than that in Spain. Spain being one of my favourite qualifiers to commentate on. In fact, actually my favourite. Yep, Spain was absolute madness. So, Will we see the same here? I do hope so. Monaco is always a lot of fun. And, well, we know how exciting our drivers are too. Now, yeah, the way we see pro owners here, just leaving. And he's in his Red Bull. Going well so far with Red Bull. He's of course the replacement of Pascal. Pascal, I'm not sure what happened to him. I mean, it must be news come off him while I was away. I think he might have gone into. I think he might have chosen to become a reserve or retire. I'm not sure. I shall try and confirm that with you on Twitter. Follow IFM on Twitter at IFM League, I think it is. Let me just get confirmation of the Twitter name. Now, Proner's on his outlap here. Going through the chicane. He just backs off there as the Ferrari goes out of shot. And that's the Ferrari of Seastone Pryor. Seastone Pryor being the only Ferrari in action this week. There's Lucas Zenkel as well, driver, and yep, our Twitter handle is at IFM League. You will find the latest news and updates regarding IFM. That is after each result has been made public, once this video is out on our YouTube. Or Schnixel will be hoping for a better result here in Monaco than last time out in Malaysia. Schnixel was as Lucas Zenkel has just crashed on the screen. I was just looking at previous results, and Lucas Zenkel has crashed on his way up the hill. Well, if he didn't get that far up the hill, but yep, he has crashed and he is out of qualifying. He'll be starting this race from 14th on the grid. As meanwhile, Vettelfan and Redfarer across the line. Vettelfan on a 1:11.4, and that's the fastest we've seen so far today. A good lap from him. Can GT Fan better that in any way? GT Fan not on a fast lap at the moment. He is on the out lap. Just coming around now. Started. Here we go. Let's just hope the wreckage is out of the way of Lucas Zenkel. It is so. Yep. So we are green flag and going again. And going good there so far in Q1. Sorry, not Q1. Sector 1 for GT Fan. 19 seconds. Go through there. Now into the hairpin. Oh, a bit late on the brakes there actually. It's very slow through there. Nevertheless, he's got more than a lap to make up, because he can do another lap after this if he wants, maybe even another 2 laps. But he's on the super soft tyre, so we don't expect him to be the fastest. What I was saying just about Schnixel, who's there on your screen now, coming through the swimming pool. He qualified 10th last time out in Malaysia and finished 6th, so hopefully he can have another race like Spain, where he mastered that one-stop strategy. This track is also known for its one-stop strategy, so hopefully that'll suit him better here. And he's 3rd fastest at the moment, what a 1:12.0. And oh, look at this. Clashing there are GT Fan and Swiss Gamer. Swiss Gamer there getting in the way of GT Fan, so I'm sure there'll be some words there with the stewards after qualifying or after the race later. We may see a penalty or points on the licence of Swiss Gamer. Wouldn't surprise me, but GT Fan has gone 6th fastest, we're on 13.0, although I do believe very much he can go quicker than that, even on these tyres. We saw last time that Big Mill did a 1:12.0 on the 1:12.0, yep, 12.0 on the Super Softs as well. Here's Vic Mill on your screen now, just going through the hairpin there. He's on the Ultra Softs for this session, so as you can see, he aspires to be on the Ultra Softs for the race. But GT Fan's going for the Super Softs. The GT Fan Going for the longer first stint. Going for the ultra softs towards the end, but that's a driver skill too, as you try to avoid breaking your front wing. As Schnixel there tries to avoid getting beaten, and so far he's doing just that. Fastest in the first qualifying session, and now fastest in this one with a 1 minute 11.2. So turned up the fuel mix of the car and went much quicker. And hopefully these tyres aren't too blistered from that very fast lap, because he'll need those for the race. Spiker is the next one to crash in qualifying. He's done it at the swimming pool, and we didn't see the accident, but looking at the car, could have been in a similar fashion to Nico Rosberg from 2008, which is a very hefty accident indeed, 100 miles an hour crash. Of course, Rosberg's car was much more wrecked than that, and there was more debris on the track, so Spiker will be joining Lucas Zenkel in 13th and 14th place. So some drivers out on track at the moment is Swiss Gamer. Swiss Gamer probably going to be a casualty in this session, unless he can improve his pace, which hopefully he will. Oh, and there he goes, he's tapped the wall on the exit swimming pool, and this time he didn't get the lucky thing of his wing fixing itself, like Schwicki did earlier. Or was that Swiss Gamer earlier? I can't remember which, but yeah. It's been a new glitch, that one. We never had it at the start of this game, but we've got it now. And yep, he's come straight into the pits. All drivers in the pits now, apart from GT Fan, Vikmil and Zarai. Vikmil here actually now about to cross the line on the ultra soft tyre, and he goes second fastest with a 1 minute 11.3. Just under 0.2 of a second slower than Schnixel. But he's ahead of his championship rivals, Vettel Fan and GT Fan. You see there, just skims the barrier, but he'll be coming into the pits in this lap anyway. He'll be proud with second there. And but where will he be starting the race from? Well, we shall find that out either later in this session or in the next session of qualifying, before we have a 39 lap race later on, as he just gets out of the way there of Zarai, who in turn is now on a hot lap. We'll take a look on board with him actually. We've got to stay right for as long as possible before going into that chicane, and Zarai did it just right there. Now going to keep it to the right before swinging the car left through to back, just avoiding the barrier there now through the swimming pool. Doesn't crash it like Spiker just did, and now on the exit, oh, a little bit wobbly but not going too bad. And now into Raskas. He meant to take a wide entry, but not that wide there. Zarai missed the apex, and now he goes there through the last corner and on to the start finish. What's he going to do now? Crossing the line, he goes fourth fastest, 1 minute 11.6, and he's 1,000th of a second faster than Pro Ernest. Good lap there. Vikmil is now in the pits, and Selangville, he's out on track here, about to start a lap in the Renault, the American driver. Selangville has not had the good season that he hoped for. I mean, after his qualifying in USA and good performances in the pre-season tests in Canada, we hoped that he would he'd be ready to have a good strong season and challenge the championship. But now Selangville crosses the line and does a 1:13.4, so good from him. If he finishes in the top 10 in this session, he will start the race on these red super soft tyres. We've got 5 minutes to go in this session, so there's easily enough time for him to change his mind and go for the ultra softs if he wishes. If he wishes, that is. Up to him, not me. Swiss Gamer's back out on track then, he's going on an out lap. Zarai Fan is just on his way to the pits now. Here he is. Selangville here. He's on another lap actually, he's trying to go a little bit quicker in this Renault. Through the tunnel there. Good scene there. That's one thing that attracts young kids to watching racing, is if there's a tunnel, because you know, a proper racetrack you don't see tunnels, do you? Not at all. Not unless you count Suzuka as having a tunnel, even though really it's just a bridge. And of course street circuits, well, they're becoming increasingly common these days, but yeah, it's exciting for little kids to watch racing and see there's boats, a tunnel, bridges and road markings sometimes. But But yeah, Langville now, he was quicker through the middle sector on this lap, and he's now quicker overall on this lap. Does a 1:13.0 now, but still remains in 9th place. The Ferrari there just pulling out the way. That's the reason for the brief yellow flag on the screen there, and that's System Boy, of course. System Boy currently 7th fastest with a 1 minute 12.2. Going briefly okay for System Boy. So he's gonna, I think, have to try and do another good lap here, and then he will be ready to take on another 9 drivers in Q3 for pole position. And pole position in Monaco is always very tense. We've seen some great battles for pole position here in Monaco over the years, none more so than 2005 between Kimi Raikkonen and Fernando Alonso, and in 2007 also between Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton. Rookie Lewis Hamilton there, when the McLarens went on to dominate the race, finishing a 1-2 well within 2 seconds of each other, with Felipe Massa 1 minute and 9 seconds behind, and everyone from 4th downwards over 1 lap behind. Very good indeed from McLaren that day. One of my favourite Monaco Grand Prix. Say 2013, Nico Rosberg's winning that. Nico Rosberg winning that race. Some good performances there from a lot of drivers, none more so Kimi Raikkonen gaining three places in the last 10 laps, I think it was, or maybe even less than 10 laps. But yep, he had to make an unscheduled pit stop, which dropped him out of the points down to 13th place. Excuse me. But he fought his way back up to 10th place just before the end, and that allowed him to keep his points record finish going, and eventually beat Schumacher's points scoring record. When I say points scoring record, it's the most races finished in the points, but that record has since been beaten by Lewis Hamilton. Now the System Pro on track. Schnixel surprisingly has gone out on another lap. Maybe he wasn't quite happy with the option softs he was using from before, and he's probably put on a new set of them here. We'll have to see. And oh, we just got a yellow flag, but that's okay. It's just the Williams there, a Swiss gamer, getting out of the way of Schnixel. Schnixel now. Can he actually improve when he's on this next lap that he's going to start? He's got enough fuel to do this lap and one more if he wishes. But in all honesty, I don't think he needs to. He could have just easily sat in a garage like 5 other drivers behind him of Vic Mill, Vettel Fan, Zerai, Pro Ernest and GT Fan. Maybe just wants to have another practice of the track, get another good look at it. It's all looking good. I was ahead of qualifying. I was speaking to a lot of Dutch fans who are here to support Schnixel, their hero. And Schnixel very kindly went to see some of them. You know, allowed some autographs and some pictures. Very nice man is Schnixel. Very, very good indeed. But he's under pressure to deliver though here for McLaren. But he's doing the fine job that they want from him. And look at the speed of him there through the swimming pool. That is absolutely fantastic. Well and indeed. And look at that there through Rascal's back end sliding out. I do love that. I do love it when we see that. It's brilliant. It's a bit like showmanship that, but not at all. Or showboating even. But yep, he improves his lap and does a 1 minute 10.9. Brilliant driving there from the young Dutchman. Well, all drivers are young in this league. We're not full of old men like Formula 1. Very good indeed there, Schnixel. 10 seconds left to qualifying, and Schnixel has turned down the engine mode, and he will be going into the pits at the end of this lap. Renfara, he's on a quick lap here, so he just made it across the line actually to start this lap. And what will he do? He's in 8th place at the moment, and he doesn't want Oshai Universal Swiss Gamer to get ahead of him. Looking at their previous times, I wouldn't think so, although SD Bayern Fan is a favourite. So Langville has finished, he's currently 9th fastest on the Super Softs. So he's just got to rely on those behind him to make sure he himself, the American, gets into Q3. Renfara is provisionally into Q3, and yeah, well, he will be now, because Oshai Universal and SD Bayern Fan have finished, not improved. Swiss Gamer, even if he does improve and beats Renfara in this session, he will not. So that's sort of done as Swiss Gamer. Swiss Gamer is actually on a lap. And is he about to get ahead and knock out Usher Universe from the top 10? Does he? No, he does not. He improved a lot on his own time, but not to get through. And once again, look at that. The Dutchman of Schnixel, fastest with a 1 minute 10.9. Right behind him is the Polish driver of Vic Mill with a 1:11.3. Then 3 Germans round off the top 5, or 4 Germans round off the top 6, you could say, with Vettel fans, the Rai, Proernez and GT fan. Seastern was 7th fastest, Renfara 8th, Selangville 9th, and Usher Universe also makes it into Q3. Join us for the battle for pole position. So this is it, the final battle for pole position, and we have just 12 minutes to decide the final grid positions for the Monaco Grand Prix here in IFM. Battling it out, 10 drivers here, and what exciting 10 drivers we have. We have got Proernez, Seastern Proer, Renfara, GT fan, Schnixel, Vettel fan, Selangville, the defending champion Vic Mill, then there's the Rai and Usher Universe as well. First to get onto the track will be one of the Red Bulls. We just see it there leaving the garage, and it is Vic Mill. So the defending champion keen to get out. In fact, well, lots of them are. His teammate is coming out on track as well, I think. We've got a McLaren and a Ferrari too. And look, there we go, 2 Ashes, Mercedes, Force India. Yep, it is all drivers are heading out onto the track straight away, because they waste no time wanting to set the fastest lap and get on pole position. We know how tricky it is to overtake you in Monaco. We've seen it over the years in Formula 1, and I'm sure any of you gamers who play F1 or even any other racing games with this track on there, you will know it's a very tough track to overtake on unless you get strategy just right. All drivers are now out on track except Selangville. In fact, no, he's just joining now. Here he is in the Renault. Say hello to the minion. Hello. Now, look at all this. Just look at this. It's madness. Some drivers... Oh, there's the Rai there, just sliding his way out the bridge there. It did lag a bit. It looked like he hit the wall, but it didn't. So the first driver will be setting a lap will of course be Vic Mill, and he will be the one that we watch first, as he's already flying through the swimming pool on his out lap. He's keen to get the tyres into good temperature and get the car nicely warmed up, go through all the gears, get the gearbox nicely warmed up as well, and the brakes, so you are ready to set the perfect lap around the Circuit de Monte Carlo in Monaco in southeast France. So here we go then, crossing the line and ready to go. Vic Mill then through turn 1, Sandy Vogt, going very well through there, didn't touch any of the walls, didn't cut the corner. So that's a good start to lap for him. Up the hill then now towards Mirabeau. You got to take a wide entry, but then just hit the apex. Almost a double apex that corner actually, but then through Casino Square, again hit the apex. Used a little kink in the ground to get some good traction. He's doing just that, and there through Mirabeau now. When I said Mirabeau earlier, I meant Massenet, and he's rounding the hairpin there absolutely brilliantly. Is Vic Mill with with the Ferrari of Seastern Pryor just behind him. He'll be hoping to beat Vic Mill, but now Vic Mill goes through the tunnel. Listen to this, where the car absolutely roars through there in the tunnel. Brilliant there. Lots of people with loud cars that drive through Monaco like to use that tunnel to perform the noise of their exhaust, but no, they like to use it to perform their sense of driving in the darkness. And there he goes, he's gone through to Backwell and the swimming pool is Vic Mill, just like a defending champion would, and he does not want to lose any of that form. And he's going there now through Raskas, still going well. Selangville has just retired from the session. He has crashed out, but we've got to wait and see Vic Mill first cross the line, because this is what we've been concentrating on for the last minute and a bit. And there we go, cross the line, 1:11.1, so not the fastest lap we've seen all day. And that is possibly going to get beaten as Seastern Pryor crossed the line, 1:12.6, as the Rise on a 1:11.5, Vettel fan a 1:11.2. So Vic Mill still remains the fastest man. Next one to cross the line, I'm trying to find out who it'll be. It's Usher Universe, he's done a 1:13.6. GT fan will be next in the Force India. There's someone I call the Rapid Rookie, one of the Rapid Rookies indeed. Will he go faster than any of his rivals? No, he does not. In fact, that lap was invalidated, which he's had a reputation for getting invalidated laps this season. But still, he's putting some good performances this season, and he will not be wanting to lose any of this. So we've got a yellow flag now in Sector 2 somewhere. I believe it may just be for letting drivers past, which you can't blame them for doing that at all. They're good sportsmen, these drivers. Proernez, his lap was invalidated too. And so far this one ain't looking too good either. In fact, he's got a damaged wing, so he'll be pitting at the end of this one. and will only leave him with 1 or 2 chances to do a flying lap. GT Fan, meanwhile, not wanting to give up at all. There he is in the Pink Panther coming out the tunnel now. Vic Mill has improved, gone a 1 minute 11.1 again. Hasn't improved by much, but it's still there. He's still on provisional pole. And Schnixel is in 3rd place, 1:11.3, doing well as Vettel Fan's now gone fastest, won a 1 minute 10.6, and that is the fastest that we've seen all day. Vettel Fan really pulling out their bag. His form is really going well. Because not only has he finished 1st and 2nd in the last 2 races, which I wasn't there for, he also won the half race that we did in Monza. Of course, the full race was cancelled at the end because of a silly safety car glitch, and then we did half a race with half the points, and Vettel Fan did win that, scoring the maximum 12.5 points in that race. So Vettel Fan in good form at the moment, and so far looking good here in Monaco on provisional pole. We see from him here then. Well, he's going to be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. GT Fan is so far 7th, 1:12.6. So it appears Monaco is not his greatest track. He really has to turn it up. He is on another fast lap here though. And now they're coming into the back. Is he going to check traction right? He just about does. Look at this. Now into the swimming pool. Left, right, and then again on the exit. Right, left. Brilliant. That's good driving there from GT Fan, just like we've seen from the others. And he gets a good apex there. And now onto the main straight. Yeah, absolutely flying there through Raskas and the final corner, and now across the line he goes up to 5th, 1 minute 11.6, just behind Sarai, but ahead of Renfaro. Brilliant driving here from all drivers, and he's currently the only man out on the track before anyone else comes back out. Proeners has not set a lap. Of course, as we saw, he had the damaged wing. Schnixel, of course, was looking good and returned to form. He was fastest in Q1 and Q2, but Q3 not going quite so well. But we know what he can do. He pulled pole position out of nowhere in Spain, and also in Italy as well. Well, can't quite remember if he was on pole in Italy, but I remember he did surprise me by going the fastest at 1 point. Now that's all drivers in the pits. In fact, Proeners have just gone on an out lap. There he is, look, just on his way into the tunnel. He'll be more than ready to take on any of these drivers in the race when it comes to that. Currently 9th at the moment, as he's not set a lap, and he will be joining Slangville on row number 5 in this race. So unless he improves, can he match his teammate? Anyway, that's what I would like to see Proeners do. One thing I'd love to see him do is match his teammate. But he's been slow there to turn up the fuel mix. The engine mode even. He's still in lean fuel mix and he started his lap. So is he going for another warm-up, you may wonder? No, but Proeners, if this is going to be your lap, you need to turn up your engine mode, mate. Because if you don't, you will be very slow. Well, Vettel Fan here and Vic Mill here as well. Also gone out on track. Vettel Fan, your man on provisional pole. It looks, what's the title battle? It just looks very close between him, Vic Mill and GT Fan, and it seemed GT Fan was getting the better of both of those. Vettel Fan had to sit in second and to play second fiddle between them a lot of the time, but now Vettel Fan has really come alive, and I did believe he would at one point, just like the real life Vettel did. And of course, what did Sebastian Vettel do? Yep, he went on to win 4 world titles in a row, 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013. And he won all of his titles at 4 different tracks. Yep, he won 2010 at Abu Dhabi, 2011 at Japan, 2012 at Brazil, and 2013 at India. I do miss India. It's a Formula 1 race circuit. Not a lot of people do, but I certainly do for one. But anyway, back to IFM here in Monaco. The Vettel fan now on a hot lap, as all drivers are now out on track and hoping to improve their times. What's Perez doing meanwhile? He is on max fuel mix and he is on a lap now, but what can he do? Look at this camera here on the front wing facing the other direction. As we now go into the tunnel, there it is, a sudden darkness just with the lights in the tunnel. There's always light at the end of the tunnel for some drivers, and light at the end of the tunnel, if it's going to be the sunlight at the end, then you're in for a good term of racing. If it's not going so well for you, you've just got to stand there with your fingers crossed and note that light at the end of the tunnel is not a train coming towards you. Perez will be hoping for the sunlight. What will he see there? Looking a bit slow there actually, but still not too bad now. Look at the timing screen, he's now up to second fastest, and he's so far faster than his teammate. Yep, through Rascas he did look a little bit slow, although that may have just been the way. As Jeremy Clarkson famously said, the slower you look, the faster you are. And now, well, theory is turning to reality. As a GT fan has crashed, GT fan's crashed at the swimming pool. And he will no longer be able to improve on 6th place. And that yellow flag there will cause havoc for those behind, having to slow down. We've seen Zarai's just coming through now. He's slowed down, definitely. You also saw Renfara slow down too. Although he seemed to have improved his time, so I don't know whether we'll be getting any penalty for that. Well, he improved his time, but not his position. Still. System Pride in 7th place. Schnixel got caught up in the wreckage of GT4. I say caught up in the wreckage. He came across the wreckage. But he's on another lap here. This is his last lap, everyone. Anyone who's on the fast lap now is the last one. And we've got a yellow flag somewhere in sector 1. Not quite sure. Oh, it says the right edge sliding about down a hill into Mirabel. I think that's what the cause of it was. Vettel fans just improved his time again. 1 minute 10.4 as Perez has just crashed. Perez has crashed at Casino Square. He gambled on track to go faster, just like people in the casino are gambling their money on poker. So Perez is out now. He can't fight any harder. Schnixel, meanwhile, no, he can't. He's now 3rd or lower. Vickmill is on a lap here. In fact, no, he's not, so he'll be out as well. So it's looking like Vettel fan will be your man on pole, although Zarai is going absolutely quick here. Will he be able to take pole position here from Vettel fan? No, he does not. He was just slower there through the final sector and remains 5th. So that's actually qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen, and your order is Vettel fan on pole position from Perez in 2nd place in the Red Bull, who's out-qualified his teammate. Schnixel sits between the 2 Red Bulls in 3rd place. Vickmill will be starting from 4th. Zarai is in 5th. GT fan is 6th. And now the timings have disappeared from my screen as the session is over, but they will reappear in just a few seconds. Here we go. I can continue now. So GT fan will be starting 6th. System Pryor 7th. Renfaro will be 8th. Hushai Universe is 9th. And with no time, Selangville will be in 10th. That was a fantastic qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. That's qualifying now over. And please, if you're already subscribed, turn your notification bell on so you're notified when the race is uploaded to our channel here. If not, please subscribe now and then turn the notification bell on. And yeah, just to make sure you don't miss a race, because I'm sure it's going to be fascinating to watch. But that's qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you for the race. Enjoy it then.